Who gets left behind in the digital revolution? Not these girls. They're learning computer programming and getting empowered for the future job market.
The South Sudan Army delivers the body of Christopher Allen, an American journalist killed among rebel fighters, to U.S. embassy officials in Juba. Aiming for a larger share of the global market, the agriculture industry of Nigeria's northwest region looks at quality control. Africa 54 starts right now.
Hello, welcome to the show that goes around the continent to bring you stories from near and far. I'm Chamberlain Uso at Channels Television here in Lagos. I'm joined by my colleague at the Voice of America in Washington.
Thanks, Chamberlain. I'm Esther Gido-Ewart at VOA's global headquarters here in Washington, D.C. Happy to be with you again for another edition of Africa 54. Let's start off in Lagos with a look at preparing girls for the future job market. Our host in Lagos brings you that story.
Indeed, very soon, most jobs will be technologically driven, and those with little or no knowledge of the field may be left out, especially women. In Lagos, a startup is teaching young girls computer programming to equip them for the future. Take a look.
Born of the desire to train the next generation of women that will be ready to take part in the technology revolution, Girls Coding provides a safe space where girls are free to be themselves while they learn computer programming. Many fear that the disproportionate representation of women in STEM courses and fields may mean the gender wage gap will continue to widen as jobs increasingly rely on technology. Girls Coding believes that training the girls at an early age will better equip them in a fast-changing world.
A girl who doesn't know how to code can learn how to code in 2 months. In a couple of years from now, 80% of jobs out there will be taken over by IT. Some will be taken over by machines, so which means you barely find human beings doing certain work because they'll be taken over by automated machines. So why not make young girls and girls all over the world a part of this movement, whereby they are creators and not just consumers of STEM.
Much of everyday life revolves around technology, and the consequences of fewer women being part of the field leaves a large percentage of an untapped population. Part of the training is teaching the girls to add value by creating content that can solve global challenges.
Science is for everyone. In the developed world and maybe some part of Nigeria, we have a lot of mechanical engineers, scientists, and the likes, but not enough. It's a big field, so why not have everybody there? And in a situation whereby maybe 49% contributes to the GDP of the country or the economy, where are the girls? Where are the women? I mean, it's so funny that people are talking about building tunnels outside the country, and we are still trying to train people how to code. We are very, very behind, and we need to move forward.
From as early as the age of 5, girls can learn how to code. The girls, mostly from underprivileged communities, have their minds set on pursuing careers in technology to add value to their communities.
I love computer science so much because I wish to be a software developer when I grow up. So with this, if I start from here, at least when I get there, it won't be difficult for me to get adapted.
With women making up less than 30% of science and engineering professionals and a growing demand for computer scientists around the world, the company hopes to encourage more women to flock into the field while instilling in them the courage to thrive in male-dominated fields.
Let's talk digital inclusion. And the co-founder of TechQuest, Charles Emembolo, joins us on the program today. Welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you, and good day.
Now, with the growing of the awareness of what we call science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM education in the country, how would you assess our level of progress?
I think it's encouraging, but at the same time, there's still a lot of gap. With the urban areas, you find that there's a lot more awareness, but as you begin to go further in, you find out that that reduces, especially with regards to mobile phone usage and internet penetration.
You know, you'll always have those who are slow to adopt technology, and they also exist here. How would you advise, or what would you recommend to get a lot more people IT savvy?
I think we should start early. because a lot of focus today is about employment and the youth, but we find out that for people to become increasingly, to become experts or better adopting the fields that they prefer, you find out that you need to start earlier from the ages of 6 at the age where forming begins to happen. And that is what we do with TechQuest, ensuring that from 6, the children begin to understand technology, begin to adopt programming, different aspects of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, either in their curriculum or some form of science competitions and the likes across all the way to 16 and above.
Would you say we're really taking advantage of our youth population with respect to getting them technologically savvy?
Yes, we are, but there's a lot that needs to be done. I mean, in recent times, in the past 2 to 3 years, there's a lot of celebrated cases of Nigerian organizations doing very well and competing with global organizations, or at least playing at that same level. But what it begs is the question of how deep can we get this to happen across the over almost 200 million Nigerians, and of which a larger percentage are youth. You know, and one of the encouraging parts is the fact that a lot of global organizations are looking this way, not just Nigeria, but the whole of Africa, for the required skills or the required people that they need. And it presents an opportunity for Nigeria and the Nigerian youth to play in the global economy.
And speaking about Africa, I mean, they talk about the fact that they say Africa has missed several industrial revolutions. Do you think we're ready for the very next one, which, who knows, largely will be driven by technology?
I would say for the previous ones, we may not even have been aware. But with this one, we are at least aware. I do not think we are ready, but I think that a lot of people are aware that we need to prepare and be able to partake in the current revolution. And it's already started, and it's here with us.
How do we expand our scope and get more people into it? I know you highlighted what you're doing, but can we apply this in principle on a broader scale?
Yes, we need to. We actually need to, and every hands must be on deck, starting with the government, with the social, big organizations, with the corporates, and with awareness that needs to be created across the different schemes, starting from the primary education to the secondary education, and starting with extracurricular activity, like I mentioned earlier, tournaments, competitions, and the likes. So yes, we can.
All right, Charles Emembolu, co-founder of TechQuest, thank you for joining us on Africa 54.
Thank you very much.
We want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54, and check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Coming up, stepping up its peacekeeping efforts in eastern Equatoria. The United Nations includes foot patrols through the Sudanese town of Taritz.